Greetings and salutations! Welcome to the Grand Circus. I'm Bajongles. If you like my stuff, make sure to like and subscribe. Follow me over on Twitch at Bajongles1, where I stream on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, noon Pacific Standard Time. I would much appreciate a follow there. Speaking of follow, you can follow me over on my socials, both at Big1 username Bajongles on Bluesky and Tumblr. Much appreciated. Now back to your regularly scheduled program. Hello. Sorry for that pause between the music and coming in. I accidentally clicked on Blender instead of my OBS. Hello, how is everybody? I am doing pretty alright. Hey, Gremlin. Oh god. Oh god, the sea monster's also excited. Ah, is your sea monster is there a sea monster or are you just happy to see me? Both. But yeah, no, how are ya? Let me get that volume actually right. There we go. And wham. I've been doing catch-up work on VODs, which I'm very happy about. Another one should be out today. Just came out of the shower. Oh, congratulations for coming out. I'm very proud of you. Very proud of you. But I love making that joke quite often. So like a VOD should be out today. I'm after this gonna keep doing work, editing, rendering, releasing VODs. But I have a good few lined up for release. I just don't want to like overwhelm people by just going a million VODs be upon ye. Here's the entire backlog that I've had all at once. And so I'm sort of spacing them out. There's nothing to be afraid of. Of course, coming out of the shower means. Of course. I suppose the color of this particular shower was golden. Yeah, as we all know, boy. God, I keep thinking about. Also, let me swap over to art time. There we go. I have made a little bit of progress this morning. Just a bit though. Maybe like I don't know, 15 minutes, half an hour worth of progress. So honestly, not that much. Oh man, I keep thinking about the most recent episode of The Amazing Digital Circus. It was a very good episode. It's the color of your left leg unless something is wrong. Oh God. Oh wait, no, my left. Sorry, I was looking like what the like on the left. No, my left. Sometimes I get directions confused. I'm much better at telling which direction is like in cardinal sense than like left versus right. It's kind of interesting. Not to say I'm great at that, mind you. Just better. Oh boy. Let me stretch. I went to a new coffee place in town on my walk this morning. They have pretty good chai. It's just I'm gonna miss the old place that it is literally replacing the building of. It was my favorite. So like, here's hopes that it stays good. How's Dicey doing, by the way? It's a bit since I've heard from him. I was considering checking up on him. Like, I don't want to be too like, are you doing okay? You haven't showed up to stream in a while. But like, the last I heard was like, the multiplayer Monday before last, I believe, and there's a bit of time, there's a bit of college. Don't necessarily want to get too involved in my viewers' lives, because that can turn unhealthy real fast, but I still care, you know. So I'm probably gonna check up on him in some time. God, that was one of the worst stutter instances I've had in a while. I said "in" really fast 5 times. Like 5 or 6. I wasn't exactly counting. That as we know, I can't count. This is actually a lie that I tell people in order to fool them. Also, might not have been the most interested in Lego Star Wars, which is fair. Unhealthy parasocial relationships on this stream? No, never. Listen, I prefer to foster actual genuine social relationships rather than parasocial relationships. Right? I would rather foster community rather than you know, basically accidentally form a clown cult around myself. Oh, my clownlings! Harass my enemies! I take the mask off, and instead of tentacles, I'm the Joker baby. Not the Joker, comma baby. I'm the Joker baby. There's there is often confusion about this, as I'm sure you're aware. I mean, we're all aware of this in the clown in the clown fandom. Paramilitary relationships. Turns out you were the one that started the Diamond Dogs. God, I need to play Metal Gear, or the Metal Gear Solid games. I should probably specify. Ah, soldiers without borders. Ah, the Lollylule Low. As opposed to Big Boss, who's also different from the boss. And of course, Solid Snake, who is very different from Solid Dust Snake. Him or Kana. Exactly. As we all know, McDonald's is the lead military power on the planet. I mean, we all know this. Now, I blended that together, but then I'm immediately going, no. So, you know, that's a wonderful thing to see. Snake, you're going up against Bottom Ocelot. It seems that he's been taken over by your brother's arm. That is very bottom behavior. I should know, but I will not elaborate. I twirl my revolver. Purposefully misinterprets the boss's last words. Oh, that's another funny naming thing. So there's Venom Snake, who looks like Big Boss, but isn't Big Boss. Because like he's a spoiler warning, by the way. He's a reconstructed body double. He's somebody who now believes that they're the person of Venom Snake, and it goes to do the mission of like Soldiers Without Borders and shit like that. And he looks like he looks like Big Boss, who is different from the boss. And of course, Venom Snake is actually unrelated, like almost completely unrelated from the other snakes we know and sometimes love, sometimes hate. Hey now! Hey now! Hey now! None of that. It's like fucking it's like fucking Cross Guild. It's like Cross Guild seeing like all the fucking buggy memorabilia. Just what the fuck is this? I didn't ask for this symbol. What the fuck? There's the blending brush. Also, interestingly enough, most of the stuff I've seen in that regard actually involves older women. Unless it's on E6 and then it's dudes. Yeah, you could pull some Doulahan like shenaniganery. Pops his head off. I've never actually seen. I don't know. I don't really, weirdly enough, considering how much of a fan I am of One Piece, I don't really go seeking particularly sexual art of One Piece. I don't know. I think I'm like, wait, that doesn't fit the art style, or that is out of character, and then like. And by the way, when I do that voice, I am making fun of myself. 100%. There are no illusions about this. Ah, fair enough. Which is a shame. You'd think that something as popular as it would have some diamonds in the rough, but I don't know. I'd get too particular about it, and then that would ruin the experience. Oh God. I know the censorship laws in Japan, right? But also, man, the mosaics gotta not ruin it, but it kind of like ruins the immersion. I'm talking like it's some sort of like higher form of art, which it can be. I mean, like it ruins the entire experience. It goes against the core of what it's going for. And the like really thin black lines that don't actually censor anything are just kind of funny. Very silly. Oh, I was wondering what these little things were. I filled this in. I realized I bucket filled it, and I forgot to get rid of the little like border where it wouldn't fill in semi-transparent stuff. Uh, and so now you can see the problem. And if I don't, I'm not gonna see all of it, but I will eventually catch it. Because I'm gonna be doing color on top of this, and then the color is gonna make it much more obvious what's going on. And then that's gonna bug me. Bug me, clown. And then I'm gonna have to fix it, and that's gonna be more annoying, even if it's no larger amount of effort. I really like that Duran Duran's Invisible is like such a big part of Metal Gear stuff on the internet when it's not in any of the games. The reason why I like it so much is one, seeing collective cultural psychosis is fascinating. And two, it's an insanely good song. It's like legit one of my favorites right now. Voices came, so I ask again, or have I become invisible? Shy one, haunted by the noise. Oh, it is very on theme for it. Which is another, like, a point towards it being a very good song. Whenever I go to a couple of like family friends' house, they're basically an aunt and uncle to me. I like to share media, particularly music, and the last time I went, I shared Invisible with them, and they really enjoyed it, which is glowing marks in favor of it being very good. I need to find more like really weird but like awesome music videos. Like that is a thing I need more of desperately. I one haunted by the noise. The stream is pissing and shifting itself like an God, I'm sorry. I hope things are fine. It should clear up soon. Oh. Oh, sorry. I didn't really You see, sometimes I just don't understand because I'm an idiot. But yeah, no. Some of the stream problems should clear up soon because I am actively rendering while I put this out, and it is at 98%. I've been rendering a 5-hour VOD, and so it should be fine. It should work out. The stream is coming in clear for me, and my internet's not always the best with these sorts of things, famously. But that does not mean it's good for everyone else. Okay, and the teeth. Actually, I think these back teeth are like 100% fine. I don't need to darken them any. So let me lower your size. Makes you really small. Makes you so small that your thermodynamics stop working, and then you freeze to death. Alright, so we do this with the teeth. Also, unfortunately, I know for a fact I will not have the PNG tuber for Blasphemous done in time to do Blasphemous this week. But I have been making progress. Because I figured it's probably gonna be a decent sized like game. So I should probably do something cool for it. Today if I keep going after 3, which I would like to, I'm probably gonna like work on the Christmas overlay so that I have that done in time for Christmas. But I will continue to work on the Blasphemous model off stream probably, because I can do that at the same time as rendering. But also I've found my computer's limits. So I can stream, and render and do art all at the same time, but I can't render and do art and be on call at the same time. All right, yeah. Make sure it's good food. And I don't just mean taste. I mean I hope it's fulfilling for the soul. Because that is a very important part of food, is that it doesn't just fill your belly, it fills your heart. I know that might sound hokey, but like, oh no, I like food. Food is supposed to make you feel good. And when something is like healthy, right? Like actually healthy, it should also fill you like well. Like there's a reason that it's called soul food, right? It's food for the soul. It feeds your spirit. And real good healthy food uh like it doesn't matter how healthy it is, quote unquote, if you don't want to eat it. If it feels like a punishment when you're eating something, then you're not gonna eat something good. Now this is turning out nice. I think this is just enough amount of like obfuscation of form and like 3D-ness to it. Oh no, I'm not an educated artist. I built my art skills in a cave with a box of scraps. I don't know, man. Uh, I just sort of do stuff, and when it looks good, I'm like, yes, I'm awesome. And when it looks bad, it's like, well, I don't know what I'm doing. So, like, really, I can never lose. And that is almost entirely about perspective. Like, the shading is sort of dark and menacing enough that, like, it really adds to the scene, I think, compared to, like, the original. And there's sort of an interesting thing to be said about how I'm doing it versus how it is in the original manga. Because as far as I remember, like the actual like sea monster attack is not dwelled on, right? It's the design is fairly simple, you know. It's a flash moment and then shanks your arm because what matters in that moment is actually the relationship between Luffy and Shanks and the sacrifice that Shanks made to Luffy in a weird way and like to the new era that is dawning and stuff like that and like the sacrifice he made to save his friend, right? Like that in the actual like manga and anime, like that's the part that's important. But it's interesting that the way I'm doing it, I'm sort of almost accentuating the horror of the situation, but also keeping some of that classic One Piece comedy in there. Because, like, yeah, it's a massive moment for Luffy to have, like, been punted off the boat when now, even though he was reportedly a great swimmer, can no longer swim, right? And like the boat that he could have swam to gets eaten along with the guy that threw him into the ocean by this massive, horrifying eel. Hold on, I need to finish. Wrong brush. I need to. I actually need to finish shading some of these teeth. Let's say, hypothetically, I killed you dead. Alright, there we go, and I think I can do that? Yes. Yeah, that looks good, that looks good. After continuing on, or like after finishing the shading on the Lord of the Coast, I'm gonna continue the shading on Higuma. And then, depending on the time, we will be able to actually fully start uh with the coloring, which is gonna be fucking awesome. Monkey D. Luffy, what the hell are you doing in my car? I am here because you're fucking awesome. Oh yeah, wait, no. I mean, yes, I need to finish Higuma, but I think what I'm actually gonna do after finishing the shading on the Lord of the Coast is actually doing the fucking turbulent water. Because I've been needing to do that, and I knew that I would be able. It would be better to do that after finishing actual the actual monster, so that I can sort of shape the shape of water around it. There are some pieces that I've done for this that definitely are better off with the banded shading. I feel like this one definitely, like, blending the shading has definitely, like, served it well. I need to smooth this out a little bit more, but that's fine. Ugh. All right, there we go. I skipped. It's a shame that I skip a few teeth, but that's something I can easily fix. Yeah, I can break a couple more of your teeth. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, don't worry about it. I was talking to my mom while we were walking this morning. And I said, I think I'm at the point where, like, I actually feel like an artist. Like, I have a belief that anybody who does art, no matter the skill or the amount of time put into doing art, is an artist, right? But like, what feels to me like I'm an artist is weirdly, like, independent of that belief. And at this point now, I've been doing art consistently for, like, and I've been finishing more pieces uh uh this year than I have any other year. And so now I finally feel like I'm an actual artist. And that is very good for me and my mental health because it makes me feel accomplished. And that, because now the teeth are shaded. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful, Gordon? Get rid of some of these bands. Some of this banding is something I can't really have that much control over, unfortunately, but some of it is. Alright, sick. I'm gonna lower the size. Okay, that is the darkest one. This is that one, right? Then I need that, not the angle, I need the devolve. And that one, I think that's fine. Yeah, because this one is that, and then this one is the darker one. Oh, wait. Okay. Wrong layer. People shading. Mayor Dewey. Mayor Dewey. The fun thing I get to do at the sizes I like doing things at is sometimes the things get to turn into what is it, pixel art almost. And that's pretty cool. Okay, and then we get the cheek shape in there. This will be blended later, so it's fine. God, look at just this shading compared to what I did last time with the not last time, but you know, with the red hair pirates. My God. What if I did this because the light is coming from over here? And then have basically all of this hair here shaded. Thank you, YouTube notification. Very cool. I do not much care right now. If my way ends up working out, then this should look good once it's blended. Like it does look the more I work at it, the better it looks. But there is like a certain level of trust the process that needs to happen. Let me blend it right now. If I did size 7. There we go. Oh, God, look at you, my friend. Look at what you're becoming, my friends. Alright, there we go. Amazing. Adding that lets it pop a little bit, but I do need to blend it in again. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's very good. I keep being like, oh my god, I need to do the water, and then I don't do the water. But, you know, wrong one. I also need to do this at some point, so it is good that I'm doing it. Alright, and... having it dark around him too, like this, actually makes the highlights pop more, which is very good. That is what I like to call contrast. The reason I call it that is because that's what it's called. I am a truly, truly amazing artist, as you can clearly tell. I know everything about art. Don't worry about my obvious lack of general knowledge. The fact that I'm flying by the seat of my pants, that's sort of the thick and thin of it. Okay, okay, good, 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 good. We are good. This means that I had the complete shape. That barely ever happens first time, my goodness. Alright, there we go. Wham, bam, dang-a-lang, and it. Na 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 hey. Alright. This is all definitely getting blended. What? I'm trying to figure out how deep I go. That is what she said. Ah ha ha ah ha da 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 da. Alright. So I know for sure this part here that I'm shading in now, this absolutely shaded like that. That is how it's supposed to go. Everything else, I'm sort of just figuring things out. Or as close as I can to figuring things out. Of course, it will be blended, which is very polarizing when it comes to art quality. Sometimes it makes things way better, sometimes it makes things way worse. And I feel like that is entirely, or at least partially, an issue of skill. A skill issue, if you will. And unfortunately, I will constantly. But as we all know, I believe in my powers, and I believe in the powers of my teammates. You should all watch Mystery Man. It is a very good superhero comedy movie. It is a movie that my family and I have watched for a very, very long time. Ah, I think it holds up relatively well. Blend. Blending. There we go. Alrighty. I was wondering why that wouldn't work. It was the wrong color. There are, and this is something I say with a sadness in my heart. Many such cases. I was accidentally filled in the important bits. What if you, what would you do if I said it's Higuma time and then I Higuma'd all over the place? Also, he's not much of a he calls himself Higuma the bear, but he's not much of a bear. He's not particularly large, fat, or well, I mean, he's kind of hairy. He's a bit more of just like a plain bastard, I think. I forgot that this wasn't alpha locked. Do you think if you chastity cage an alpha male, he becomes alpha locked? God, I just remembered an image I saw of like a chastity cage just on the ground and somebody going, Cinderella, no! Cinderella left the ball. It is hands down one of my favorite images right now. Alrighty, so there we go. I'll give you what for? What for? Oh, this one. This for? Alright, there we go. And blend this too for a good measure. Very good. That does not look too bad, I think. So the important thing is to keep that streak going. Make this line thin, then fill this one out, and then there. I think this can go back down to size 7, probably. Hey, it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. Okay, there we go. All right. I think I can actually just fill in this foot with the darker color because it's like completely in the boat. And if I want, just in case it messes with any of the shading. Oh, hold on. Whop. Then I can fill that in and then fix up any mistakes. We got a wham, bam, shang-a-lang. Why is that song a vocal stem? It just sort of is. It's turning into it has turned past tense into a vocal stem. I'll run out of it anyway. Eventually. Size 10. I've discovered another way to procrastinate from working on these waves. The boat. It's not procrastinating either, because I'm getting stuff done. We're fine. We're good. It's not like I'm doing something completely unrelated to this entire project instead of getting it done. Right? Like I'm allocating my time in a specific manner so that I get the things that I want to get done finished rather than the stuff I do not wish. Not do not wish, but seem to be less excited about doing. The waves are going to be done with different brushes too, because I think that is required. Not required, but I lack the skill to do everything with a hard round brush. Ugh. Oh, hand. And is he stupid? Uh, let me. Whap, 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 whap. Alright, and then back to size 7, because that seems to be the most reliable small scale brush size. Because it's big enough that it still gets me results, but small enough that I can do the fine work. There we go. Get fucking thrown, my dude. Size 10 to you, my pal, my buddy, friend, home slice bread slice. Time for boat shading. Shading the boat. It's time for boat shading. Shading boat. It's your birthday today, Michael. Michael, it's your birthday today. Birthday cake is on this way. Alrighty, okay, we are good, we are doing splendid. Then... the autumn colors fall. Alright, there we go. Okay. And then this just gets that sort of simple shading on the top, because this is not in fact a top-down shading. It is coming from over there. Which is grunt. I'm actually gonna save this. Yeah. And then, we're gonna do this. Take this, take this, take this. Hey, Sly, take this. Dude, stop trying to make me, wear maid outfits. Ask Murray. I did, he won't fit. That's a group of games I need to play on stream eventually. The Sly Cooper games. I'm fairly confident that, like, if the waves go well, we should be able to start doing the color today. Now, I'm not saying we'll finish the color today. We'll start the color. I know that sounds bad. If I wanted to, and I didn't want to finish this, by the end of this year. Which, by the way, the fact that, the end of the year is at hand, and we're finishing up this section, right, of the beginning. It's kind of fun and sweet and cool in a way, actually. Like, sort of symbolic. I think the shading on this boat is going to be relatively simple just because of where it is. Which is fine by me. Exactly. Exactly. It's symbolic of the friends we made along the way. That is what the One Piece is, as we all know already. You know, the people thinking that it's gonna be, you know, is gonna be a funny afro, the people that think it's gonna be a bottle of sake, the people that think it's gonna be literally the story of One Piece, like the One Piece is literally One Piece. Uh, all wrong. They're all wrong. All of them are fucking incorrect. The One Piece is the friends we made along the way. Oh, fuck, you're right. I forgot about the SpongeBob movie. Just, hey, Luffy, this is Usopp. Hey, Luffy, open up the chest. He opens up the chest. Tickets to the SpongeBob movie, and then all the Straw Hats start cheering. Oh, of course. Wait, no. That's Captain John's treasure. The one that the Buggy was after. Because that's the second largest treasure. The world's biggest treasure is tickets to the SpongeBob movie, and the second largest is tickets to SpongeBob movie 2, Sponge Out of Water. We all know this. I don't know why people are still theorizing about it. I feel like we've already figured it out. I mean, they were. Yeah, they were, but then it's so unfortunate what happened. Yeah, John doesn't really talk about the incident much. All right, I want to illustrate something for you real quick. All right, so here is me, and this is the One Piece. As you can see, I'm eating the One Piece. It's very yummy. Life really can be hard for a Family Guy. But you know, who else would do something about the violence in movies and sex on TV? Like, who else but a Family Guy? It's these. They are more needed than ever during these trying times than ever. Wait, no, I did the wrong shading color. That's a shame. I will be drawn and quartered, but not before I get stretched on one of the funny stretchers. Is, you know, of course, as a moderator, you are given a free funny medieval stretcher and 4 horses with a rope, complimentary of the position. The other torture devices you have to buy yourself. I apologize. now that I think about it, we may all have been wrong. I think instead of the friends along the way, I think this symbolizes D's. You know, the will of D's. Is when the fellows were escaping Quahog. Oh. Oh, yeah, that was really sad. It was really sad, but I'm glad that in the end, you know, I'm really happy what they did with that movie. I'm really glad that at the end they showed that Cleveland was also a family guy. Although it's kind of weird that the only one that ended up surviving is Quagmire, who I feel like is the least family guy out of the main cast. That was a very weird decision, but I think overall it was a great film. Here we are. This shading is going pretty good, I think. I'm worried that I'm gonna do something and suddenly it's gonna all be just like bad. That has happened before, by the way. Oh, yeah. And then he worries future generations on the night before Easter, they're gonna be visited by three ghosts: the ghost of families past, the ghost of families present, and the ghost of family future. The same thing will happen to Sanji. uh I mean, ghosts are real in One Piece, so I feel like, yeah, no, you're right. No, it will happen to Sanji. God, I should have said, I should have just said, dude, spoilers. Like, I'm not completely caught up. The ghost of Family Guy. Man, when when Peter was about to be erased, it was really sweet that, he hugged his family and friends close, and he said, "This really has been a family guy." I cried at that part. I'm gonna be real. That was very sweet. All right, there we go. Boat physics. God, imagine if they like go to the final island, right? They find the One Piece, and then a fish goes up to them, is just like, "If you want to look for my sunken treasure, you're gonna have to do better than that." And this is like the original Japanese version of it, and it's Zach Hadel again. Really has been a Family Guy sponge out of water. It was really brave of them to do a remake of Family Guy, Family Out of Water. Uh, uh, Yeah, it was really brave of them to do that, and also it was brave of them to do a Family Guy rehydrated. I got really sidetracked. You know, that's Luffy's real dream. That's the thing he can only do by becoming king of the pirates is finding Ragatha's eye. The king of the pirates doesn't rule over anybody. The king of the pirates is the one who can find Ragatha's eye. How does this look, Peter? Hey, Peter Griffin, it's me, Davy Jones. It's me, the character Davy Jones from One Piece. Hey there, Peter Griffin, my closest and longest friend. Oh my God, hey, Davy Jones. What if at the end of One Piece, Luffy puts on a weird headset and suddenly we see the Amazing Digital Circus intro? Hey there, what's your name? Which is in his Nami would and has done that. And will do it again also. Righty. Okay, and then I think that these parts are flatter because they've been nailed down. Much like Brian Griffin when they crucified him in the Family Guy movie. Like that did not lead anywhere in the plot. They just kind of wanted to do that. And like honestly, I respect them for it. It was really brave of them to crucify Brian Griffin, but like, you know, maybe it could have led to more interesting themes or something. The art is easy, actually. You just have to black out for half an hour, and just draw blobs, and somehow it works. It's all blobs and scribbles. New Amazing Digital Circus characters. They're Uh, they're both a couple of artists, and they get stuck in the amazing digital circus. And of course, this is after Jax gets eaten by Kane and goes into a weird game show dimension. Many such cases in Gooseworks properties. And of course, that is where I've hidden Luffy's soft spot. Yeah, that's right. There's just a hole in his head. I'm. The reason he's so stupid is because I'm sucking out his brain with a silly straw. Like the absolute silliest straw you've ever seen. The straw has to take the one piece, and then the fish is just, no, dude, my treasure. That was my life savings. Oh, I'm gonna be sick. Let's go bigger, like that size, maybe. Sure, why not? He's a man who got so 20 seconds ago. Wake, wake the fuck up, Pomni. We have a circus to burn. What? New, uh, new digital circus adventure. All right, your job is to nuke Arasaka Tower again. Do it again now. And then this will be touched up a little bit with more highlights because that is metal. That is not something I need to worry about right now. Why, why is Kane moaning? Kane after everybody kills him. Kane after everybody kills him in the final episode. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Finds a way to abstract Kane. You know, I've seen multiple people like at this point have a similar theory about like all the people in the digital circus basically being engrams. And now that I've seen multiple people thinking, I'm like, yeah, no, that one fucking plankton moan, which you have said from the beginning, that is very true. But like, I'm starting now to see more and more people talk about that, and so I think there's like, I'm not saying that's guaranteed to be the case, because Gooseworks and the rest of the team are good at being very unpredictable for people, like when doing their story. But it leads me to believe that there's like something big to that. And if that's the case, then there's nothing stopping them from being able to like abstract Kane, because if they're all computer programs in some way, then, and so is he, then like what? Eh. What's stopping them from abstracting him and taking control of the circus themselves, or whatever? Because like if they're engrams, there's no way for them to get out. I mean, there is some way. I mean, Johnny Silverhand got out, but also that kind of took erasing the mind of somebody else over time. Okay, this one. Alright, that's cool. I like that. How will it look slightly blended? Blends you up in a blender. You see, that's what makes me the streamer. It just shows a big flashing neon sign with an arrow over my head. Wrong. 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 You're getting worse faster than I get better. Being a streamer is a corrupting force on a person. Like, it doesn't necessarily make them evil, it just makes them, like, worse. Like quality-wise. Like, you wouldn't say a shitty computer that breaks in, like, the first year evil, but you would call it worse than a better computer. You're surpassing me backwards. Like in a Dragon Ball ass fight. Huh. Impressive. You're surpassing me backwards. I have to keep up. And oh, I'm gonna say, yeah, water shading. It shows my incredibly powerful large head. I'm dumb incredibly fast. That is the wrong one. There we go. Okay, that definitely needs to be above that so that I don't have to deal with bullshit. Like erasing anything. Let's see if we go like that, and then I'll have to shrink your size by a lot. Get tiny. And then I could just, you know what? I could just carve it out later. It's fine. I can make you big again. Me talking to Spampton, I'm the one who did it. It was me, Barry. Thank you, Nightbot. You're very cool. Okay, so yeah, that looks fine. That looks fine. All right, and then we do some artist bullshit. Also known as bitch magic. Not by many. And then shade the stuff more and more. Just sort of like randomly, just keep carving it until eventually it looks good. Okay, and then if I do this and have sort of that fun ocean spray, then I can work with this and carve it as well, which is awesome. Where the fuck did you go? There you are. And of course, this will all require smaller and smaller brush sizes to get everything down, but that is cool and fine. Man, this really makes you feel like fucking Bob Ross, just like just fucking morphing things to your whim, creating a fun little world where you're drawing a kid about to drown and a guy about to get eaten. Guys, I have terrible news. Ben drowned. Yeah, I hate to break it to you. I'm sorry you had to hear this way. Okay, what if... Well, not what if. But we will see. Okay, so add filter mask. Choose preset. Give me the preset that everybody is raving over. And maybe add a little bit more like that. And then some little bits like this. Then I think soon this will be the point where I have to pause on this specific part so that I can move on to the other bit here, and then we'll shrink it down. Well, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids did. Does that hide a lot of the work that I did? Absolutely. I think somebody was knocking at my door. Let me double check. Uh, it was a false alarm. That is awesome. Okay, and then I can keep the same brush. I rather like this one. So I will do this. find it really interesting how this is actually not that different to how I do clouds. And I think it pairs kind of nicely with how like the this is with the line art. I don't know why. It might be contrast or something. I don't know. Just keep working at it, just keep carving. And then eventually it looks good. I may have jumped the Lord of the Coast a little bit. With the size. I think this needs to be size 40, which is half of this, but a little more sizable so that I can just sort of keep working at stuff. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I like that. I like that. Gym teacher? Don't bring him into this. I thought I killed him. You know, when I thought I killed him, I said, gym teacher is dead, and I killed him. And then I was just so epic that you know, nobody convicted me, but it seems like maybe he may have lived. You know, we all do things in the heat of passion, Jimbo. You know, now that I think about it, in One Piece, you know, who's the you know, the big final villain of One Piece, the man who's been behind it all. Is it the titular devil of devil fruit fame, Is it Davy Jones, and he's gonna send you into his locker because you're a nerd? Or is it Blackbeard? They're all wrong. They're all wrong. It's actually Gym Teacher, and he's about to make Luffy do 1 billion laps. Oh god, I just realized Marshall D. Teach? Gym Teacher? Huh? Huh? We've never seen him in the same room. You know, personally, I think Luffy is gonna team up with Optimus Prime to defeat Megatron, who's actually been behind everything. You know, much like in the Michael Bay Transformers movies, where you know, they have to fight against the military who is being tricked by Megatron. Wait, what? Negation came from behind. What? You're telling me negation came from behind? That's pretty gay, don't you think? Oh, Megatron. Yeah, Megatron came from behind, yeah. He actually does that a lot. That like 30-minute long sex scene in Transformers 1 was kind of weird, like between like Ryan Pax and like D16. That was a little weird. It was a bold choice to make D16 the top though. Precisely. All right. I think that specifically this part here is done, so I'm going to keep noodling around and just keep messing with stuff until it's all good. Before I do, I'm gonna look at how everything looks here. Let me get rid of that real quick. There we go. And I need that, because that is a very slightly different color from this. And I've only realized that, recently. And so I need to fucking take care of that. By take care of it, I mean, just sort of cover it up and blend it in. Alright, there we go. That is great. That is great, as Tony the Tiger would say, but not about, you. my dream come true, my one and only you. Alright, so I'm just gonna, like, erase the parts where all the teeth are, and then I'm gonna fill it back in so that it looks like it's all going around. Oh yeah, yeah, I heard that. It was, you know, some people donate their skeletons to science. So he donated it to One Piece, and honestly, that was a brave decision of him. I didn't know he was a One Piece fan. It would be really fun to see Jim Carrey as fucking Brooke, though. I feel like Jim Carrey could do a good job as the character. I realized that this whole time I was not erasing, I was drawing something else on top. Much like Megatron. Okay. Again, that is alpha lock, not erase. You know, many artists get the wrong layer. I get the wrong tool. I mean, yeah, of course. Jim Carrey has the ability to remove his skeleton safely from his body. Like, yeah, that of course that's not gonna kill him. And if you're worried about his body just becoming a fleshy mass on the ground without his skeleton, it's fine. He'll just flex his muscles harder and like retain his shape. It's good. We're fine. We don't have to worry about Blob Carey. I am trying to think of how to continue with this, and I think I have a good idea. I think I have a good idea of how the water should go around the teeth. And see, the water has to first go up Reverse Mountain, and then into the first half of the Grand Line, and then has to go all the way to the other side of the world, and then go to the other half of the Grand Line, and then come back around and uh, get a gambling addiction in that one gambling place from One Piece film Gold. And then finally come back around and go through the teeth. And it was really brave of them to give Chopper a crippling gambling addiction. Like I didn't think they could go through with it, but like they did. See if I can do. Ah, no, it should be bigger. Like maybe 40. Like 40 to start off with, maybe. So that it can sort of like blend in with everything. And then, you know, sort of show that the teeth are cutting through the water. Yeah, like this, kind of. I think it was Brave of Stars. Yeah, I was wondering what that was about. Like I honestly thought it would be Zoro that did that because of you know, Zoro and Chopper's like growing connection with each other during Alabasta. But like, you know, like I out of anybody besides Zoro, I'm glad it was Sanji. If if Nami was the enabler, then Chopper would be really good at cheating, and we can't have that. We can't have the ship's pet be good at poker. Like that just simply can't be. I think that's the next darkest. Everyone has its piece. Okay, and then what was the last one? The last one was this. That's very cool. You know, a lot of people are talking about Toei assassinating Sanji's character, but they really they never talk about how he was constantly stealing like little parts of Chopper. Like he was just like in Chopper's sleep, he would cut off just a tiny bit of Chopper. Like nobody talks about how between Drum Island and Alabasta, uh like Chopper just lost a hoof. Like that was kind of fucked up actually. Yeah, no, he would also do that a lot. Like like Luffy calls him emergency food, right? But like I don't think he deserved that excess cruelty. Like Sanji was laughing really maniacally as he kept poking Chopper. And it has to get darker at the bottom so that it can just sort of blend into the rest of the ocean. Let me go to size 40. Yeah, also remember when like Sanji just ate that one dragon? It's only part of the anime because it's that filler arc from East Blue, but it was really fucked of Sanji to just like lift up the dragon and take big realistic Sanji damage out of him. All right, I'm understanding. Why did it get so big? So this is my brush. I'm so big. I'm so full of pixels. And then this sort of fun little splashing motion can be messed with. Messes with Luffy, gets into his mind, gets into his brain, absolutely fucks him up. It turns Luffy into a pickup artist. Gets him really into Andrew Tate. Alright, this definitely needs more tweaking, but I'm seeing the form coming together. Yeah, I could see form coming. Alright, so I want this to be a little separated from the one in the front, so I think what I need to do for that is to do something like this and then double down on the gradient a little bit, maybe? Hmm. No, it's literally better if I don't do that. I'm getting into your mind. I'm twisting your thoughts to be my little peon. Like my master Tomar did before me. You're just a pawn in my little game. I am I'm definitely seeing it come together. Yeah, no, it's coming together like Sanji and Zoro. Yeah, they do that a lot. Like it's kind of weird that like it's just completely uncensored in One Piece live action. And then okay. I'm seeing the vision. I'm seeing the vision. Replaces your vision with just WandaVision. That's all you can see out of your eyes. All right. Me and my brother were talking, and you're definitely not getting our sunken treasure. Definitely not. That looks worse than what I started with. Something is wrong with how straight that is. I need it to be gay. I need all the women to be kissing women and all the men to be kissing men immediately. Hmm. Hmm. That needs to be alpha locked, I think. So that I can keep the general shape that I want, but also blend it so that it's a lot softer. I think that's the thing I need from this is I need it to be softer. You want my gun? You're gonna have to kiss me for it. Kiss me or hold me with your soft liberal hands. Okay, what if I I have an idea. Because this does look really good, I think. It definitely needs more touch-ups, but I think it's mostly good now. Uh, I kind of need to make it a little less bright on this side, and I think I know how. 120. McClunky. Okay, and then this one I will do at the original size so that I can get a little bit more out of it. Alright, that is very cool. Now it is time for lighter and also smaller, so probably like 30. And this also accentuates wait, hold on. 60 and the midtone. Darker tone, I can beat it back with a stick. And then you back at 30. Kirby right back at ya. Okay. I definitely think this is a bit of a needed step. Especially since like it's meant to be viewed as a whole. That's something I need to remember, is to not do too much detail on a specific part of it, because most people will not see all the finer details. This will be most likely viewed on a phone screen. All right, and then wop 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 wop. This doesn't like undo the other stuff, but it does add on to it, and I think that is very cool. Size 60. Size 30, get rid of alpha lock. No. Alright, that's good. I like that. I like that a lot. I'm gonna save that. And like I said, I don't think that we will be done with the color today, but I definitely think we'll be able to start on the color today. Okay, I think. Hold on. Okay, yeah, this one is at the top. This one is underneath. Let that have a slight transition. Congratulations on the slight transition. Photo taken right before disaster. And let that sort of fade out. Or perhaps not. Perhaps it's exactly as it should be. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. I'll accept this as shading finished. All right, and here we go. This is where the fun begins. Also known as pod racing. Lord of Host, color. Get you to like, I don't know, 45. Yeah, 45 is good, I think. And then, let's try overlay. Wait. Overlay, 500. Alpha lock. Alright, that is awesome. Now I can go to like, I don't know, size 45 again. Get to that and get this awesome color right here. I forgot to blend that. That is awesome to find out once the color's in. I said this earlier that, you know, once I start adding color, I'm gonna find like all the mistakes. Alright, so we will blend the tongue in. Also, I forgot to blend that little bit there. I could go back and fix now, but I kind of want to put all the color in for the Lord of the Coast before doing that. Why does it look like that color when the line art's over all the way up here? I might end up making the line art like pure black or something. Which apparently, as an artist, you're never supposed to have something be pure black, but like, I don't care. I've done it before, and I'll do it again. Some artists say never add pure white to your canvas, but like, I've seen it done well. This is sick and cool. This actually makes the inside of the mouth look a bit darker, which means I don't have to do the actual hole, the esophagus. Because if I did, I probably would have figured out at this point that I didn't need to. And I might have been upset at myself at that point, but now I saved myself the work, and so I'm sort of trying to sell myself on that idea so that I don't feel bad for missing out on something. You know, such is the way of things. Man, this whole fan art series is gonna be a really fun experiment of like, how do I edit all this down to be fun little like, not bite size, because it's still gonna be massive, but like much smaller. And sort of like try and clump all the pieces, like individual pieces, into their own videos. I should probably no, it's fine. No, I've talked myself out of it. I talked myself out of making the brush size bigger again. Let me edit the name of this. LOC for Lord of Coast Color. There we go. I think something that I definitely need to invest in is something that can uh record things and put them into individual sound channels. Because that may make things easier for editing. Like for like full on edited videos. With the VODs, which are like as little editing as I can get away with, it is not an issue for now. not even that I can get away with, but like as little as I'm willing to you know, not do. Oh God, I forgot that part too. Okay. I realized that I will have to go through all the shading on this guy again and look at where I missed. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's cool. We're good. Once I finish this, I still need to color the gums and things down there, but that is a separate thing now that I'm done with that. Shading, blending tool, you. Okay, where is that tooth? There's one. And then there's the other. There you are, you bastard. How dare you hide from me? The tooth was just standing there, not even hiding, not even knowing anything was wrong, and then I fucking tackle it. I tackle it and beat it to the ground. Alright, okay. So all the other shading is fine. That's good. And then this red, so that we can do the eyes. Wrong layer. Amazing. Alright, that is good, and so is that. Alright. Yeah, the line art is definitely becoming a little bit of a problem. I'm definitely gonna need to recolor it. That is very good to sort of like, oh, there's the very last thing. Not the very last thing, the very last thing that needs blending. Go and never mind. Never mind. Okay, where are you? Where are you? There you are. I pull you out of the ground like you're a little worm, and I put you on hot, dry asphalt so that you burn away. That's interesting. Oh, that's really interesting. I like that. That's a very fun color going in. I never know what the color's gonna be once I like when I go into it. It's a bit of a fun discovery for everyone involved. Mm-hmm. Oh, fuck yeah. I just zoomed out for a bit. If I can turn that back on. Oh, yeah. That's gonna look sick. Oh, once like all the teeth are colored in. Oh, I forgot to color these parts in. Oh well, that's fine. In fact, since I'm already coloring things in, I might as well just fix it. Oh, and with like the warm tones that are really starting to come in because of the shading underneath. Oh, that's nice. I apologize for the lack of dialogue. This is not exactly the how do I put this? I'm having a great time doing this, but there's not a lot to say necessarily about the repeated uh process of just coloring the teeth in. Like this is I'm having a wonderful time, right? I'm loving seeing the progress of this and seeing it really take form. And so like I think I think the best thing to do with this is, you know, just keep trying to learn how to do stuff like this faster. Because not only does it mean I'll be able to do more stuff in a smaller amount of time, which is inherently very exciting, uh, it'll also allow me to not get it out of the way. That sounds like it's not a fun part. But like, you know, it make progress, I guess is the best way to say it. The truth about art, at least for me, is it is usually very most often like, you know, it's usually fun and a worthwhile process to go through, but it's not always the most entertaining to view. For me personally, or not for me personally, but like what I've found. The streams that tend to get the most viewership tend to be the D&D world building videos and gaming videos, which I'm very, or not videos, streams. Yeah. Yeah, they tend to be the yeah, the D&D world building streams and the gaming streams. Hmm. Okay, I colored all those in. It was just that one that I missed. Having these colors on top also, you know, sort of make things feel just sort of better, I guess, because, even with the gradient map, you know, the shading can all kind of blend together. But once you add the color on top of that, it really helps distinguish, like, everything from everything else. Also, it is 3 p.m., so I'm just gonna like finish up doing the teeth, and then honestly, I feel like calling it for today. Four, three, two, one. We have liftoff. And there's still a little bit more to do on this guy specifically when it comes to the shading, but I am going to add that. Oh, yes! Absolute cinema! Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. That's great. So I'm going to save this. Saving document. And then I will be going to this screen, and then I will be doing my ending read. I've been Bajongles. You can find me over here on Twitch, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, noon Pacific Standard Time. I would much appreciate a follow. Speaking of follow, you can follow me over on Bluesky and Tumblr, both at Big Boy Art 1, username Bajongles. And if you're watching this on YouTube, hi YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe. And by the way, like I said, I have been catching up with VODs. So another one should be released already today. I'll need to do that announcement. And then I will keep working on doing scheduled releases for all of them. And so with that, I will be back on Thursday to do more D&D world building, and then on Sunday because I'm gonna need more time to do that blasphemous PNG tuber model. We'll be going back to Portal. I'm thinking doing the Portal Still Alive mod, which, you know, adds the Still Alive content to the PC version of the game. And maybe if there's time, do some Portal Stories Mel. And then on Monday, I'll be back on the Discord server to do Multiplayer Monday. So once again, it has been a wonderful time. I will catch you all on the flip-flop. Bye-bye!